Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to the NFL Sunday Morning Show right here on the Hardcore Sports Network. I'm here with my guy James from Steelers by the Lake podcast. I'm sure other guys will hop on as the show goes on. How you doing, man?
Doing pretty well this morning. How about you, Mitch?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Just relaxing. And there's Bo, and Bo just pops in. So,
What's
how you
happening,
doing?
gentlemen?
How you doing, man? We just
Morning, Bo.
started. How you doing? You good?
Good, good.
There we go. There we go. So, if you guys are all ready to go, let's just start, man. Brian Robinson Jr. got traded to the 49ers, and I'm like, they had McCaffrey. That is why they got Brian Robinson Jr.,
That's
but
exactly right.
why would the Commanders trade him, though? That's my question. Why would they get rid of him? Bo, let's start off with you.
Yeah, I think they are hoping their other guy is the guy, right? And I didn't see exactly what the Niners gave up to go get him.
Was it like a tight end or something? Or hold on, I got you.
Yeah, I didn't see exactly what the trade value was, so I'm curious, but it makes sense for them to get an insurance policy because CMC is CMC.
It was actually a 6th-round pick.
That's it.
Just a 6th-round pick in 2026. Yeah.
Wow, that's surprising.
I'm shocked. It's only a 6th-round pick, so I'm like, okay.
Well, that
They
means
really
wanted
have
him
more
out of the
faith
room.
in Eckler.
That means they wanted him out of the room for more than we know about.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Or they really, really love Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt.
Well, no, I think that's true.
That's, I mean,
I do think they really love him.
For me, in the pre-draft process, I saw Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt in the East-West Shrine Bowl, and he was electric. His vision was awesome. His contact balance was awesome. He had a low center of gravity. He was well built. I was like, my God, if Pittsburgh can grab this dude, like I would love to have him opposite Jaylen Warren. I fell in love with him early in the process. So I'm not surprised to see an NFL football team fall in love with this guy. Just his style of running and vision and contact balance, I think, just translates really well to the NFL. So I won't be surprised if he becomes the man, and in 2 years, people are talking about taking him in the first round of their fantasy leagues.
He's supposed to be that good. The sky's the limit for him.
For me. Now I'm probably higher on him than 98% of the people out there. But
he is going to be good. So like there's no question there. He's going to be good. His skill set does transfer well, but it is still strange that they moved off of the guy for a 6th. Right?
Yeah,
seems like you would just keep the insurance policy.
Yeah.
So it looks like Eckler is going to be the mentor for him, for this younger guy, it looks like. So I'm like, okay. Like Brian Robinson is good, I feel like. I feel like he is good, but to be back up to McCaffrey, I guess when McCaffrey falls down due to injury, you got Robinson right there. So
well, that's the thing.
Good
You know what's
fit
going
for
to happen, right?
yeah. Yeah, it sucks. It really sucks. I love McCaffrey, but
and I
he's going to be one of those what ifs.
Yeah. I think Eckler is a fantastic mentor for a young running back too, because his specialty has a lot of times been that third down back, receiving, picking up the blitz, that kind of stuff, and that's what a lot of running backs struggle with coming out of college. They're good running the football, they understand that, but when it comes to pass protection and when to properly release from your block to go out and be that emergency dump off for the quarterback, all those finesse things, all those fine-tuning little minor details of the running back position are things that Eckler's been very good at in his career. So I think that's an excellent mentor for him in fine-tuning those details that he just probably didn't focus on much in college because most guys don't.
Yeah, I mean, in college, they don't get asked to block a lot.
No.
How old is Eckler?
He's got to be getting up there by now, right?
I got you. He's 30.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought he was a little older than that. He's my age. Wow. That makes me think.
That's a senior citizen in the running back room.
Exactly.
It is so crazy how 30 is not that old, but in sports, it's like you're like in a retirement home or getting close to that. It's crazy how the sports works with injuries and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, 30. That's when I stopped. Like that. That's when I hung him up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How
So
long were you playing for?
I played till I was 30. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you start from when you were a kid on, or when?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you were playing a long time there. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, still, right? Like that's just the body is like, yeah. Remember those things you could do? Yeah, stop.
It's like, yeah, you're done.
If you want to be able to get out of bed in the morning.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And now with the NBA, you can play till like you're 40, 43. There's LeBron. But and Kyle Lowry's here. Don't even get me started on that. But
yeah, well, 44. That would make me retiring this year. Which, hey, would have had a much longer career.
Yeah. So actually, the Niners made another trade for Sky Moore. Another trade I did not see that coming. So James, how do you feel about that trade? Sky Moore to the Niners.
I mean, it seems like the Niners had some question marks as far as injuries and who's going to be available to them this season. So when you can acquire somebody who was highly thought of coming into the league and really hasn't amounted to much in the league, this is that time frame for players like this, where the original drafting team says, okay, it's just not clicking with this guy. And somebody else who was really high on him in the pre-draft process says, man, I'd love to take a shot at this guy. I loved him in college. I loved his tape. I think I can do something with him that Kansas City didn't do. That's exactly when that kind of thing starts happening in guys' careers. Pittsburgh's going to be trying to do the same thing with DeMarvin Leal. He was a former third-round pick. He's been basically just a back-of-the-roster dude for them. He's not likely to make the team. I'm sure they're going to try to dump him. I doubt anybody's going to want him, but you never know. He was a third-round pick. Somebody might have been in love with him in the pre-draft process and be willing to give up a 6 or a 7. So we should see a ton of that this time of year in people that just don't want to go through the waiver process. They want to guarantee themselves a shot at that guy.
Yeah. No, makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it's not a terrible pickup for the Niners either, right? Like, this is a Niners team that is dumping cap, right? So they got to put guys on the field. And so if you can get guys that are cheap, that were high on boards, still have a lot of upside, it makes a ton of sense for the Niners to take some swings. Like, worst case, what happens? They don't work out. Well, who cares? You didn't give up anything to go get him. Yeah. So, I mean, that's just kind of the thing is you knew the Niners were going to be in a rebuild style situation this year, just getting rid of how over the cap they were going to be if they didn't start dumping players. So, I mean, I like this pickup for him. I mean, not as a Seahawks fan so much, but as a sports fan, it makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot that DeMarcus Robinson is suspended for the first 3 games. I completely forgot. That went right over my head. So there's another reason why Sky Moore is here, is it with the Niners. So they're trying to actually push. So I'll take it. I'm an Eagles fan, but I'll still take it, though. How old is Sky Moore now? He's got to be, what, up there?
I would put him mid-20s. He's probably 3rd year of his rookie deal. So
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
24.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
That's even younger than I would have guessed, honestly. So that makes it a even smarter gamble, in my opinion, because it's easily correctable. If there's technique issues, if there's nuances that can be taught in a guy, if he's only 24, he's still very coachable. Things can absolutely change in his career.
Yeah, as long as like the base tools are there, he's fast, he makes decent decisions. Yeah, the rest of it's all coaching.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the Kansas City's depth chart right now. They're pretty loaded on wide receivers. They're pretty loaded there, so it makes sense. We start here. I'm pulling it up right now. We see Wright, Xavier Worthy, Hollywood. I forgot about Hollywood Brown.
Wow, he's hurt.
He's hurt, but I'm still forgot. And then they got Juju Smith-Schuster, who I think is overrated. But yeah, they got a good wide receiver room, and you got Travis Kelce right there.
You know, Juju plays well when he's not the guy, though.
Yeah.
Like when he's the number 2, he shines. When he has to be the number 1, But yeah, I mean, Juju is good. As soon as he's not taking that number 1 coverage, he'll get you.
Yeah, he put up a Pro Bowl year with Pittsburgh being opposite Antonio Brown.
Exactly.
When he was constantly going against twos and not having to worry about safety help over the top. He was a very good number 2 receiver for us and a good blocker. And while he was with Pittsburgh, now I've seen some of this change, but while he was with Pittsburgh, man, his hands were incredible. He caught everything that was thrown his way. So you had a very reliable catcher, good blocker, good effort. The team guy that you're looking for. I know he got a bad rep for all his social media stuff while he was in
I was just going to say with the TikTok dances or whatever.
Yeah, but he was never a bad teammate.
Even his first stint with KC was good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know.
Yeah, if he was a cancer the first time around in Kansas City, they wouldn't have brought him back a second time, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. What is up, our crew? Yo, finally been on the show. I don't know since when. Hey, glad you're here, man. I'm glad you're here. 2 more weeks till football starts. I'm just counting down the days, man. How you guys feel about that? 2 more weeks. Preseason is done. James, how do you feel about that?
They can't come fast enough. It just cannot. I'm going to go stir crazy the next couple weeks here until the 26th on roster cut down in a couple days here. It's pins and needles trying to figure out who's healthy on the back end of rosters. You know, that's always the thing. You know, you go into this, and guys like us, we know, like, if you ask me who are the top 45 going to make the team, I could probably hit it with 100% accuracy of 45 guys that are going to make the team. But it's that last 8 spots. It's the guys that have been fighting with injuries during the preseason that you thought were going to make the team beforehand, but now they missed the whole preseason, and you don't know if they're going to be healthy or not. That's where the question marks come in. In the next couple of days will tell us a lot, and then the next week after that will tell us a lot.
Yeah. Bo?
And it's funny because it's also when you see a lot of fights in camp. Right? So not only are you fighting for your spot, but a lot of times they're fighting with each other because you still have 40 other guys trying for those last 8 spots. And, you know, it's one of the things that people from the outside are always like, I don't know why they're fighting. It's like you're literally like you have so many more guys apply. Think about it like in a work situation. You have 45 people applying for positions. You're trying to do whatever you can to get that job. So,
yeah,
it's the mail.
In your second best, like your consolation prize, if you don't get one of those 8 spots, is possibly being a practice squad guy. But you're talking a difference in salary of like $180,000 a year to like 800 to a million a year. Like exactly. That's enough to want to fight somebody.
Yeah, I definitely agree, especially for fighting for a spot. Look at the Cleveland Browns quarterback room. I mean, I don't know what's going on there. How many quarterbacks are they keeping? 4, 5, 6?
I feel like they need to sign a couple more.
Yeah, keep going. What's to stop you?
Oh my God, I just don't. Does this mean Shedeur is going to get cut?
No.
So they're going to carry at least 3, right? So I would imagine they keep Gabriel, right? Because they gave up a 3rd to go get him.
Yeah.
It doesn't make a lot of sense to. It doesn't make a lot of sense to get rid of Shedeur. You know, bang for the buck, right? And then Pickett, who's been injured, they gave up a 5th, right, to get him.
A Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, well, he's going to be Super Bowl unemployed is probably the case there. And then Huntley obviously doesn't make this roster. You know, that was more of a preseason insurance policy because everybody else was hurt and they weren't going to start Flacco. So Flacco gets your start. Gabriel and Shedeur are probably the other 2 that round out your quarterback room. And then they probably ship everybody else out. But that being said, like, talk about just a bizarre quarterback room for no reason. Like, it didn't need to be the chaos that it is.
Yeah, the thing with me is that they had a chance to draft Shador, but they got to deal with Gabriel in that spot, and then they still ended up with Shador in round 5. I have no clue. James, how do you feel about that? I know you're like laughing.
In round 5, you could do a lot worse than Shador Sanders, right? He was a good enough college quarterback that it was worth taking the gamble there. But are we talking about Kenny Two Gloves now, or what? What's going on?
Yes.
I had to.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good, man. I love it.
But yeah, I mean, Kenny's sitting at number 2 on their depth chart, so they've got some decisions to make. They've got to figure this out. I mean, the only thing that's for sure is that they're gonna run with Joe Flacco to start the year. How long? Who knows? Who will be the next guy in? Boy, I don't know. Kenny's had a hamstring all year. He didn't even really get to show him anything in the preseason. The tape I've been seeing from Shador Sanders is just him dropping back like a bad Madden player, like continuously going back in the pocket, allowing for really, really easy pass rush lanes for the defenders, and causing some real easy sacks too. Gabriel at least seems to have a lot better pocket presence and ability to move within the pocket, which is crazy for a guy that's like 5'5". But it's just a mess there, man. I think they're best off just rolling with Joe as long as they can.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you there. Like it's, I mean, they went and got Gabriel because he fits their system better, right?
Yeah.
But like you said, in the 5th round, you take the flyer on Shador. Why not? And you know, his first game out, he looked pretty solid, right? And then this last one, obviously, he was just holding the ball too long and creating some of his own issues. But some of that again is coachable, right? Like that's something that you can learn over time. Like, hey, get the release out. Like, this is how you get through your progressions. I mean, that's exactly why you still have Flacco on the roster, is you want that mentor on the roster to help bring these guys along. But for what the Browns are going to do, I mean, it's the Browns at the end of the day. So whoever they pick is the wrong decision. Straight up.
I honestly think they should keep 4 of them in. They're going to need it. I think they're going to roll through quarterbacks all season long.
Well, especially if they are potentially going to move on from Flacco, right? So, like, if you were to keep 4, and then as soon as you transition off of Flacco, you just drop Flacco, right? You open a roster.
There you go. Yeah.
And then you're back to your 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to be each week, right? It will be Joe Flacco 1 week, Dillon Gabriel the next, Kenny Pickett, Shador, and then rotate.
Oh, so you're just trying not to win. I got you.
Yeah, that's what I'm just trying to think. It's going to be a carousel. It's going to be, all right, you're up. Nope, that didn't work. Shador, let's see. You legendary? No? Okay.
I mean, let's look at the beginning of their season. They're starting off against Cincinnati. That's probably not going to go well.
No.
Then Baltimore, then Green Bay, then Detroit, and then Minnesota after that. By week 5 with Minnesota, they could easily be on a second quarterback, if not a third one. Yeah, I could see them opening up 0 for 3, 0 for 4 pretty easily with that kind of schedule.
No matter who they play against, they're going to lose.
Cincy, they have their best shot out of that lineup, just because Cincy doesn't play defense, right?
You're going to have defenders to play defense.
Exactly. Like, they got the traffic cones with jerseys out there. But it'll be whether or not their defense can stop the Bengals at any point. I mean, the Bengals are going to be funny because every one of their games is going to be like borderline 100 points per the game.
Yeah. And then it all comes down to Trey Hendrickson, right? What is going to go on with him? What is next for this guy?
I mean, even if he comes back, it's not like that defense was good anyway. So,
right. That's exactly my point.
If he doesn't come back, bring the dumpster fire. Let's go.
Yeah. His pass rush was about the only good thing they had going on. And from what I understand from people that follow the team closely, his run defense isn't the best in the world. But at least he was really good at getting after the passer. They needed something to hang their hat on. And boy, yeah, that's just rough, man. They keep on moving on from any of their good defenders. And I don't know how you expect to compete in the NFL because your offense just isn't going to be amazing every week. You can load it with the best guys in the league, and they're still going to have off weeks. If you don't have some kind of defense to back them up, you're going to lose all those weeks.
Yeah, you're asking Burrow to be perfect.
Yeah,
every game,
and no one to get hurt.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for Burrow, man. I feel so bad for Joe Burrow. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for the whole team. I feel bad for the coach. I feel bad for the organization. I get to go on and on.
I mean, honestly, if they had any semblance of a defense last year, Burrow wins the MVP.
Yeah.
I mean, if they had a 12-win season, Burrow probably wins.
Yeah.
Could they
finished fifth in that vote? Fourth or fifth, something like that.
Wait, so it was Josh Allen 1. Who was 2? Lamar?
Lamar, I think.
Yeah, Lamar realistically could have won also because he had a better statistical year than the year before when he won it.
Yeah.
So, their defense isn't good is an understatement, man.
Yeah.
Their defense can't get off the bus.
So, I got the vote. Excuse me. I got the voting right here for the MVPs of last season. And
third, I guess.
Huh? It was actually Josh Allen, Lamar. Saquon was third.
Yep.
Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, Mahomes is sixth.
Mahomes shouldn't have even been that high. Like he actually didn't have a great year.
No.
Nah, he took a major step.
When you look across a lot of the stats, he was like the 7th best quarterback mostly.
Mm-hmm. So. And then Jamar Chase is there. Wow. That's the only wide receiver in that spot. The rest are
but he was a Triple Crown winner.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
And that's why Burrow realistically, again, with a winning record, or I mean, with a playoff berth, probably would have won the MVP. But because his defense was just god awful, there he is at 4th or 5th.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this: if Saquon Barkley cracked 2,000 yards, would he have won MVP? If he cracked that record, if he beat that record?
No, because they weren't giving him the touchdowns. So he would have needed to be in the conversation of the most touchdowns scored and the most yardage. I mean, when you look back at running backs who have won the MVP, they've basically reset the touchdown record and have been right there for the rushing record. So even if he would have broke it, I think he would have missed out on the touchdowns because of the tush push. That would have cost him the MVP anyway.
Yeah, and it was funny. The first touchdown of the preseason was the tush push. So I'm fine with it, but I was always the guy who was like, give Saquon the ball. He was the guy that got you there. Reward him, but no. Nick Sirianni was like, you know what? We're going to do the tush push just to show everyone that we can still do it and not get penalized. So there you go. I'm like, Saquon could have got it. Saquon could have got it if he had more touchdowns.
To be fair, the Seahawks did it last week, or maybe it was the first week. They did a tush push. They brought Milroe in to run it. So and they ran it effectively. I mean, it ended up being like a 3.5-yard gain. So I mean, I would expect our team to do some of that in, 4th and 1, 3rd and 1. Bring Milroe in. They're like, you know what? You're not going to start. In fact, you're 3rd on the depth chart. If you get hurt, it's probably not. I mean, that's pretty much the way coaches look at the depth, right?
Yeah. They're just going to send him out there and say, get behind Gray Zabel, man.
That's right. And just lunge forward.
Dude's a young stud. He's going to be good.
Breaking news: the Eagles just got another quarterback.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah?
Sam Howell. The Eagles traded for Sam Howell.
I was hoping you're going to say they traded for Skylar Thompson.
So the Eagles are sending the Vikings are sending. Oh my God, I can't speak. Vikings are sending quarterback Sam Howell to the Eagles So no more DTR. There you go. Your DTR was that bad. Traded. I guess I'll take it. We got another one. I guess. What?
So I mean, good luck. Like you're hoping he doesn't play. I mean, obviously we had him here in Seattle, and we had gotten rid of Drew Lock to go get Sam, and it was unfortunate, right? So we got to see him, during camp and everything last year, and he was wildly missing wide open targets with no pass rush, no defense. Right. So it made a lot of sense why when he was in Washington, although
oh my God, the Vikings got Carson Wentz.
I'm not mad at that, actually. Carson Wentz to the Vikings is actually pretty smart.
Because the guy is so bad. Like, trust me, I've known him. He got us to the Super. Well, he got us there. He didn't finish the job. He helped us get there. But ever since that, mentally, it's like hasn't been the same since. So.
Well, so the thing is people bag on him pretty hard. But if you remember, he played for the Colts and actually had a great year there. And then he went to Washington and didn't play great, but who does? Because that was still the old ownership and that place was just terrible. But I mean, when he played for the Colts, like he had a great year. It was still one and done because the Colts are the Colts. But I mean, he can still sling the rock. So like if JJ gets hurt or he's not ready to go or whatever, having a guy like Carson in there probably does make sense because you have a team that's set up to win. Right. So you need somebody that can throw the ball around.
Yeah. So Vic says the trade summary: Eagles get Sam Howell and a 2026 6th-round pick, so we get another one. The Vikings get 2026 5th-rounder and a 2027 7th-round pick. All right.
Now, I mean, as long as he doesn't have to play, awesome. But no, I mean, when he was with Washington, right? Like he threw for a lot of yards, but he threw a ton of picks. And the reason is because he just isn't consistently accurate. And that's true even when there isn't defense. So that I don't know is a great coaching thing, right? If your throws are not on target without defense and without pass rush, it's probably not going to get better with defense and pass rush.
Right. Oh my God. So James, how do you feel about the trade, man? That just broke.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's great news for both these teams. For the Vikings picking up Wentz, I agree with Bo. Wentz has had some really good moments in the NFL, and even had, I think, a few good seasons. I would say he was pretty good for you guys before getting injured as much as he did. So I think anybody taking a shot at him as a backup quarterback is a good move, in my opinion. You could do way worse for a backup QB than Carson Wentz. Sam Howell, just another example of that draft class, unfortunately, that just nobody worked out, man. Like he was in that Kenny Two Gloves class where just everybody Brock Purdy's our only good QB out of that class.
Oh my God.
Here's Mr. Irrelevant, I think.
So yeah, guys, that happened. So there was a trade out of the blue on a Sunday morning. I'll take it. I'll take anything at this point. But my Eagles get another quarterback. So is DTR on the team or is he gone?
He's gone.
Please don't.
Oh, he's gone. Yeah.
He's gone.
I guess they just cut him just like that.
Yes.
It ain't all right.
Well, I mean, you are getting close to your final cuts, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you got your final preseason games today, right? And then by
Tuesday.
next week, or I mean, first part of the week, that's it. Like you got to trim them all.
It's the 26th. You have to have your roster to 53 by the 26th. Today's the 24th. So yeah, it's here, man. It's Tuesday. It's like noon on Tuesday or 5 on Tuesday or something like that.
It is interesting since they made that shift because it used to be a progressive cut list, right? And now they're just like you run with them all until the end. And I would be curious to talk to a coach that's done both to see if they like one way more than the other. I guess in some ways you'd probably like to be able to have them all till the end because then, if somebody just had like a bad day, like you had a bad first game, before they had to get people out of there, and now you can kind of be like, well, was it a bad day, or are you just not good at football?
Yeah, I think if I were a coach in the NFL, I would love it on the current system, not the old system. Because especially if you're a coach that doesn't like to play your starters in that final preseason game, which a lot of them do that. If you've got your top 22 guys aren't going to play in the team and you've already cut it down to 70 something, you don't have a lot of guys to play with. And you might have some positions where people are playing out of position on that final preseason game just to make it through. So why not let them play for that extra week or two, and at least everybody's playing in their natural positions, and you can still rest your starters if that's the way you prefer to do it.
Yep. Yeah, I forgot there isn't a game today. I was thinking. No, it was weird to have them all done on Saturday, right? Because there's usually like one left for the Sunday.
Yeah, but looks like there's not, and welcome Sam Howell to the Eagles, I guess. All right, I'll take it. Now we have 3 quarterbacks. So, yeah, so that happened. Anyways, I found this website actually that was actually kind of interesting. It ranked all 32 head coaches in the NFL. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong one. There we go. And I'm like, number 1 is not sucking at all.
Nope.
In my opinion, no.
Yeah.
Hold on, can I exit out of this now? Number 2 is Sean McVay. And I'm like, shouldn't Nick Sirianni been there? He won the Super Bowl. He's been to 2 in the last 3 years. So, number 3, oh, there he is.
Yep.
Should he be ahead of Sean McVay? You think or no?
I think McVay gets there because of consistency.
Okay. I guess that makes sense. I don't know.
I mean, he's had his team ready to go even when like half of his team was injured. So I mean, I think that's probably why he gets there. Plus, it's a voting game, right? So I mean, this isn't real life.
Yeah. So James, you like Sean McVay too?
Yeah, I mean, Sean's an excellent coach. He's been putting together some teams when you didn't think they were going to be able to. I mean, how many years in a row did they trade away their first-round pick and just roll with the guys that they had and still put together very good teams? So that's tough to do in today's NFL, and he managed to do it. So, yeah, I honestly, I'd be fine with it either way. If they had Sirianni at 2, I'm cool with it. McVay being at 2, I think they're more similar than they are dissimilar as far as value on how good a coach they are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Sean Payton 4. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Well, I mean, his team does continue to make strides forward, so like I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it either. He's got the resume. So I'm good with that. Chad, you're laughing that the Eagles got Sam Howell? Are you laughing that the Eagles got the Super Bowl? All right.
Well, I mean, Howell didn't take you there.
Yeah, he did not. Harbaugh at 5.
Again, I'm not mad at that. I mean, Harbaugh has a top flight team every year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he drafts well every year, too. You know, I couldn't tell you how many times I look at the Baltimore Ravens draft class and I say, man, I wanted at least 2/3 of those guys.
Yeah, right.
Their secondary is great for the next, 10 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Their safeties are they're trying to get that Ravens defense to the Ray Lewis era, and they're doing a good job of it so far. And look, his brother at 6. So wait, you have a cheater at 6? I had to do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's another one where I don't know how you don't have him there, right? I mean, all he's done is anywhere he stops, he wins. I mean, Niners, he gets into the Super Bowl. He goes to Michigan, obviously gets a ring, comes back. I would bet that this team takes a huge step forward.
I can see that. James?
For me, maybe it's a little early with him just coming back to the NFL. Maybe he might want to earn it a little bit more. But his past resume is very, very good, no doubt about that. I'll be interested to see how the Chargers do the next couple of years, if he's able to take them to the next step, and whether or not they can hang with Kansas City, because that's what it's all about. Can you beat that elite team in your division? That's Pittsburgh's obstacle. Can they hang with Baltimore?
I wonder where the Bills coach is. Mike Tomlin at 7.
I mean,
respect.
Never has
I like that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, this is what I try to tell all the Steelers fans that hate Mike Tomlin: is every time you see one of these lists, he's always in the top 10, and sometimes he's in the top 5. So if you hate him, you're probably just wrong.
I can make an argument. You can have him over Jim. You can make an argument for that.
Yeah.
Maybe up here at 5 too. You can make an argument for that as well. Yeah,
no, you could move him around this list. I mean, again, all he does is rattle off 9+ win seasons. So I mean, like I don't know how you wouldn't have him in the top 10.
Right. Yeah. Makes sense. It just bothers me every year, James, that fans want him gone every single year. It bothers the hell out of me.
Me too. I get fans being irritated with not getting playoff wins. But that's a more rare thing than it is a normal thing. Honestly, if they're being realistic about the teams that Pittsburgh marched out there the last few years, they really shouldn't have been expecting them to win in the playoffs, let alone get there. So it's kind of a real feat that he was able to get those teams to the playoffs. And once they got there, sometimes it was just bad luck, sometimes injuries, and sometimes just complete meltdowns and being overmatched. But a lot of their problem right now is they keep on squeaking in as the number 7 seed and getting smacked by the number 2. So you got to do better than number 7 if you want to stop facing the Bills and the Ravens in the first round every year.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's tough to think that you were actually going to win playoff games when you're rolling out there with guys like Trubisky and Rudolph and come on, like you shouldn't have even got to the playoffs. Like, what are we doing? In
late career Russ, it just wasn't happening. Like these guys didn't have what it took, and even Kenny, he wasn't ready for that stage. Will he be one day? Who knows? But it doesn't look like it at this stage.
Yeah, Dan Campbell 8. I think that's fair. He was just down due to injuries. The Lions were. They were killed. So I'm good with that. Bo, how do you feel about Dan Campbell at 8?
Yeah, I mean, talk about a guy that completely changed a franchise. Like building a culture. His guys play hard for him. I like everything that he built there.
Yeah, I like it, and I like the way he built it too. He built it around toughness and grittiness, and really made a new culture there. You're not going to find a soft player in Detroit now. That's just not something that's going to make his roster. If somebody's soft, they'll trade him or cut him. But Dan Campbell is that hard-nosed dude, and one of the few coaches that you look at him and you say, is he still playing maybe? Like, he looks like he could still play. I don't know.
I mean, he does some of the drills with him.
Yeah, and he looks the part, too. That's the scary thing.
He does, yeah. Number 9, Matt LaFleur, Green Bay. Top 10 is actually, so far, not going to 10. I think it's good so far. I like Matt LaFleur at 9. I feel like I'm watching dodgeball. James, how do you feel about this, man?
Yeah, he's a good coach. I think it's an appropriate spot. He's also been consistent. Helps when you have a good quarterback, but he's doing the right things with the team he's got. Got himself loaded up in a few positions, and I think we can expect good things to continue as long as he's at the reins and the team health goes well.
Yeah, I think he could be anywhere in this 9, 10, 11 type spot. Like, that's about the right kind of ranking for him. So I'm not mad at the placement.
Yeah, I'm not mad either. I'm excited for the future. With Jordan Love, I'm really excited for the Packers' future. So, yeah, who's number 10? Pete Carroll at 10. Okay.
Like
I find
again, like I'm not mad at it, right? Like I mean, here in Seattle, obviously he wins a Super Bowl, gets to his second, and he missed the playoffs 3 times the entire time he was here in Seattle. So I mean, I would bet that this Raiders team probably overproduces their predictions. So I don't mind him as a top 10 coach. Like I could get on board with
that. James?
Again, this is a guy with a very good resume. He's been very good as an NFL head coach. I love how he's able to connect with his players even at an older age. Sometimes you see like these older white head coaches that you can tell, man, I bet these guys don't like him at all. You see Pete Carroll in the locker room ripping his shirt off and partying with the guy. Like, I got a lot of admiration for a guy like that who's able to connect still at his age. I mean, what is he, in his mid to late 60s by now? And still pulling it off. So I like Pete. I think he's a great coach. I don't know how long he's going to continue coaching.
I think he's 70 now.
Is he 70? That's impressive. I hope I look that good at 70.
Right?
I'm looking it up right now. He's 73.
Yeah, there we go.
Whew.
73. And I'm excited to see how he's going to use Genty and Brock Bowers. Because Brock Bowers had like a record-breaking rookie of the year last year, and now you got a guy like Pete Carroll with him, Geno Smith as a quarterback. You got Genty, a future future running back, future All-Pro, whatever you want to call him. So 11 is Kyle Shanahan with the Niners.
Yeah.
That's outside looking in the top 10. I'm okay with it.
Realistically, you could have had him in the top 10. He's been to a couple of Super Bowls. He's been into the championship game, 4 times? I mean, like outside of actually winning a ring, you couldn't have really asked him to do much more than he's done. So yeah, I'm good with. Realistically, he could have been over LaFleur.
Mm-hmm. James.
Yeah, another one. I agree. A very good coach. And honestly, if he had better luck with injuries on his roster, we'd be talking about him in a higher position. But every time San Francisco has a bad year, it's not because they're underperforming. It's because they have 15 guys on the IR.
Yep.
So I think that really speaks volumes to how good of a coach he is that, when his team's healthy, they're good. And they're not just like sneaking into the playoffs good. They're making noise in the playoffs good.
Yep.
Yeah. And halftime, you missed a reaction to it. So if you want to go back and watch it, there you go. We already reacted to it as it broke. So as for me, I put him as who's the Lions head coach again? Campbell, right?
Dan Campbell, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the injuries aspect, but obviously the Lions, I feel like they're a better team than the Niners right now. So,
well, definitely this year.
Yeah. Kevin O'Connell at 12. Okay. They had a very good year last year, just couldn't produce in the playoffs. They choked.
Yeah.
Like, I guess that's fine at 12.
That's whatever.
Right?
He's probably getting some extra points for how good they played last year, but that's appropriate. They overperformed versus expectations pretty heavily last year.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's halftime. They also signed Carson Wentz.
Yep.
I don't know who Wentz is.
He just went somewhere else.
Carson went to the Vikings.
He does voice to text, so he doesn't. He always goes like this, and obviously,
sense.
Halftime. I love you, man, but goddamn, Dan Quinn at 12. I mean at 13. I mean they went to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Gotta give him credit there.
Yeah.
With the rookie quarterback, gotta give him credit. So.
Well, and now he's been to a championship game everywhere he's been, right? He did it here in Seattle as a coordinator. He gets to the Super Bowl, fails amazingly, but with Atlanta, and then obviously get to the championship game last year with Washington. So I mean, you can't really deny the fact that he's a solid coach.
Right. Right. Yep. All right. Wait, I clicked the wrong tab. There we go. Mike Vrabel, 14. A lot of people are predicting the Patriots to have a good year this year, like a little bounce back year. James, how do you feel about Mike Vrabel at 14?
I like Vrabel. I think he's a really solid coach, and I think he'll be a good fit for what New England's attempting to do there. You have some pieces, and this is a guy who knows both sides of the ball pretty well. Played on the defensive side, but when his team needed him, he was one heck of a goal line tight end, right? So he understands trying to look outside of the box to find somebody's skill set that might not be right in front of you because he did it himself. I would expect some creative things out of Mike Vrabel, and I would expect them to perform above expectations.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he should have been fired in Tennessee. The GM should have been, right?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, that last year in Tennessee going into the year, he had more receiving touchdowns than his entire receiving corps combined. So, I don't know how much you wanted him to do there. And his guys were playing hard for him, right? They had the worst roster possible, and they were playing hard. If there was a guy that gets his guys to rally around him, it's Vrabel. So, yeah, I do agree that I think this team is probably also one of those that will overperform the prediction. It's still not going to be a great team, but,
No.
I mean, they just don't have the personnel for it. But do I think that they steal some games that they probably shouldn't win? Absolutely.
Wow, at 15? Okay. I forgot about McDermott, actually. I forgot all about this guy. James, how do you feel about McDermott? He just slipped my radar.
Yeah, I mean, I had forgotten about him until seeing him here, too, and honestly surprised to see him in the middle of the pack. I would have probably thought he would have been a little higher on the list. I think he's a pretty solid coach and doing a nice job in Buffalo. When the opportunity finally came for them to take the reins in that division, they did, and I don't see them letting go of it anytime soon. So, I don't know. I think McDermott might be deserving of a little bit higher ranking than 15.
It's funny because on its face, I agree with you. But then at the same time, when you look at the fact that Josh Allen makes up almost 90% of their scoring offense, that's not great, right? So, and then they obviously can't get past a couple of teams that, you should be able to coach around, right? So maybe you could make a case for him to be borderline top 10, but I actually don't hate this because as good as that team has been, they can never seem to get that next step.
Yeah. Right. Oh, no, wait a second. I clicked the wrong tab again. D'Amico Ryans at 16. I like the way he's going right now. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he win an award 2 years ago or something? Didn't D'Amico Ryans win something or someone on the Texans? I forget. He won something.
I don't remember.
All right.
I think he should have got Coach of the Year the year Stefanski got it.
That was it.
Yeah, that first year was pretty impressive. Yeah, I mean, this is probably a decent ranking for him just because we haven't seen enough yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough of them. I'm excited the way that it's going for them. So, Todd Bowles at 17. I guess it's a good spot for him. I don't know. Bo, how do you feel about this one with Todd Bowles?
I mean, you could argue that he would be in the top 15 just because he has found a way to make Baker really flourish. He's maximized the output from his team. So you could make the case he's a top 15.
Yeah, you can. James?
Yeah, I think this is about the right area, but I would say a trending upwards area. Because he's really got the team looking like a good contender in that division, where you probably put him as a favorite. So getting the most, like Bo said, he's getting the most out of what you can with Baker Mayfield. And Baker's going to make some good money on his next contract because of the numbers he's putting up there right now. And that just by default has something to do with the head coach too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Who's the next one? Mike McDaniel at 18. Dolphins.
You could argue he could be lower, actually.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. How come though? I'm just wondering.
I mean, he's got a team full of race cars, and he still finds ways to come up short when it matters. So, is all of that on him? No, but I mean, you know, if you're winning or losing, the coach is the same, right? So, you know, similar to quarterbacks. Wins and losses aren't a quarterback stat, except we always say they are. So,
Yeah.
like, we say they're not until we're like, well, he has this many wins. Like, oh, so you're saying those do matter then. And so they do for the coach as well. So this is one where, honestly, I think if they have a slow year, he's on a hot seat.
People might question he's already on a hot seat. Like, not depending on this year, he's already on a hot seat.
Yeah.
James.
Yeah, I feel like he's had some good moments, but I feel like there's some big bugaboos going on here. Like we've had Big C with us a lot of times on Sunday mornings, and he's expressed his frustrations with the lack of talent in the cornerback room and the lack of plan to go get people for that cornerback room. I would argue that there's probably a similar situation with their backup quarterback position. There's no quarterback in the league that's probably missed more time than Tua Tagovailoa with these concussions, and he's always one play away from being off the field. They're about to march into this season with Zach Wilson as their QB2. If it were me, I would be one of those teams that's paying 10 to 15 million to get a top tier backup quarterback on my roster every single year until I'm either confident that Tua is never going to have a concussion again or I've moved on from Tua. Having like a mid-tier or low-end backup quarterback seems crazy to me. And I feel like there's just not enough focus on some glaring issues going on there. It was weird to me to move on from Jonnu Smith, too. I don't understand why they did that, but hey, we'll take them.
That's another one of those where they're like, hey, we just know that we're not going to play defense, so we're going to need our race cars to go out and beat you guys.
Yeah.
I love how we're talking about coaches, and everything in the chat is talking about the Eagles getting Sam Howell, and they have the new starting quarterback.
Exactly. We talked about it at the beginning of the show.
Yeah. Alexander, how do you feel about Micah Parsons in that whole situation? Yeah, and he's a Chargers fan too, which makes no sense. I don't know how that makes sense, but
it just means he has a favorite team in each conference. That's
again, that makes no sense to me.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me. But Zach Taylor, 19, Bengals. I think you can argue with this one to be a little bit lower. I think in the 20s, if that's fair. I don't think he's exactly 19. James, how do you feel about Zach Taylor being at 19?
It's probably about appropriate. I mean, you built an incredible offense and ignore your defense. I know that's partially general manager's responsibility to get that talent on the team. Man, I don't know. They got to come up with a better plan there if they expect to ever make a playoff run, because you can't only focus on one side of the ball. They do one heck of a job on that offensive side, but they might be the worst defense in the league and continuously year after year. And then I don't feel like they put enough attention on getting a better offensive line in front of Joe Burrow either. I felt like that should have been a huge priority, and they've added some pieces, but nowhere near enough, in my opinion.
Bo?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to know exactly how much of this falls on Taylor, right?
Yeah.
Because it's the GM as far as acquiring talent. All he can do is coach the guys that are on the field, right?
Yeah.
So when you have three guys making more than the entire defense combined, like, I don't know how good you think the defense is really going to be. So, I mean, he's probably coaching his butt off. He just has nobody to coach. So, this is probably right, but I don't know that that's really his fault.
Wow.
another guy that this probably isn't his fault.
I got nothing to say here.
No, like he is a good coach, and I mean he just keeps getting the most ridiculous situations because it's the Browns and they shoot themselves in the foot all the time, which I don't think you can attribute to the coach. Like that's GM and ownership. So, I mean, even the Shedeur situation, right? Yeah. You have the owner like, oh, that wasn't my deal. That was the GM. But in the draft room, the GM was like, yeah, you know, it seemed like, I guess, get him because, you know, it was 5th round. It's just like, oh, yeah, you guys are clearly making decisions on guys you like. So, yeah, I don't know that their inability to collect wins is really on Stefanski. I think that has more to do with everybody else in that organization setting them up to fail.
Yep. James.
You're not going to catch me doing this a lot, but I think Kevin Stefanski is a good coach. I do think he got overstated a little bit a few years ago when he won the Coach of the Year. But I do feel like he's a pretty good coach, and I agree with Bo. He's just handed an absolute mess year after year, and they don't seem to learn from their mistakes. They just, constantly going after people that will cause drama in the organization because they have already caused drama elsewhere, and they wait for them to cause drama, and then they go get them.
Yep.
So it blows my mind.
All right, Bo, your coach at 21.
Yeah, like I don't mind this. So, you know, obviously last year he goes 10-7 his first year in. He's still building a culture. I mean, this is year 2 of his head coaching career, right? So it's not like there is a, you know, huge base of work to look at. So I don't mind him being, you know, 2021, something like that. You know, you want to be able to see whether or not he can really continue to build this thing. Obviously 10-7 is a little misleading. Probably was a 9-win team, honestly. It just happened that week 18, the Rams didn't need the win. We had already failed to clinch the division. So they rested a lot of people. The Seahawks get the win. So they end up with a 10-win season. But again, they were probably a 9-win team. I think they're going to be roughly that same team again this year. But he's still building his team, right? Like we have a lot of new personnel. So for him to be a 2021, something like that, like that's totally fine.
22, Jonathan Gannon, Cardinals. Ha! That's all I gotta say about
you
that.
Could argue that could be lower.
Yeah,
I know, right? That's why I'm laughing.
Yeah, some serious talent on that team for them to be so incredibly inconsistent.
Yeah, I feel like there could be a 3 instead of a 2 at the beginning of that. But then this guy exists too. So,
I guess, like, James, you got anything here?
He keeps on getting shots as a head coach. He's a top-notch defensive coordinator. It never seems to work out for him as a head coach. Some people are just best as defensive or offensive coordinators.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he can't consistently get his personnel correctly on the field, I think that's probably the thing I have the biggest issue with. Like, how do you just have games where you forget that Bijan exists on your team? Like, that is bizarre to me.
Right.
So, and you can't say it's a matchup issue. Like, dude's dynamic. Like, you are better when he's on the field. So, yeah, I don't really get what Morris is doing sometimes. So, yeah, I feel like he could be further down this list as well.
All right, who's 24 here? Saints, a former Eagles coach is at 24. All right.
I mean, we'll see.
Not real. I need more to see, especially with the quarterbacks right now. They're going with Daniel Jones over Anthony Richardson. So, waiting for nothing really to say here for me.
No, the team's a mess. So good luck.
It really is. Yeah.
And I hope you can coach them well. But that's just a mess right now.
I mean, they could bring Saturday back and it wouldn't matter. Like this team is a mess.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I mean, it's not really his fault. It's the Panthers.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's at 25, honestly.
I mean, you know why he's at 25 is because he made it through a season, which is something the Panthers don't do right? So he gets a second year of it. That moves you up the list. Like, oh, wow, you're still here. I guess 25. All right.
Yeah. Hey, at least he got Bryce looking decent again and playable by the end of the year. So they've got something to build on, and that's why you don't have him at 30 or 31 or 32 because there was still fight in that team when the season was over. So you got to give him credit for that. It's easy to lose the locker room when your team stinks. And he got some of these guys fighting at the end of the year.
Brian Dable, 26. Okay. Giants suck.
Yeah.
Nothing really to say here.
This comes from both me and Bo. Good luck with Russell Wilson.
Pretty much.
Brian Callahan, Titans, 27. Okay. Like, now we're getting into the teens. Like, all right.
Yeah, that's another one. Like, we'll see. Like, obviously, you took over a team that has nobody on it. So I'm not expecting great things out of Tennessee. So, we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully they have patience with him.
Another we'll see.
Yeah.
Wait.
Duval.
It says not ranked.
That
Wait, huh?
is accurate.
It is accurate, but I'm just like confused. It's 27 and not ranked.
I wonder if the rest of them are all not ranked because they're first years in their positions.
Maybe.
Is that what's going on?
That
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So they just didn't bother to rank these guys because they've not been head coaches previously.
Yeah, like I'm not mad at that.
No, yeah, that makes sense to me.
I'm not mad at this one. The Bears are going to have a good season this year. I really feel like they're going to bounce.
It's all going to come down to Caleb, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can Caleb take that step forward? Because they fixed their offensive line, right? They went out, they fired everybody and got all new interior offensive linemen. They have receivers, they have a running back, they have a defense, obvious upgrades at coaching. The only thing left to take a step forward is Caleb. So they're going to go as far as he lets them go. Is he going to be that team that played the Bills, third stringers, right? Or is he going to be the guy that, hasn't looked good through the entirety of camp?
Right.
Who knows? So he's got his work cut out for him. But, I mean, they're set up to be a lot better.
All right. Kellen Moore, fair. I mean, hasn't done. Okay. Cowboys are last. Again, not surprised. It's just funny. 32. I'm just going to put him at 32.
I don't think the Cowboys are going to be such a weird. They're just going to be a weird team this year.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be a weird team this year, and I'm here for it. Michael Parsons was sleeping during a preseason game, so I'm worth it. I mean, it's worth it. James,
was he sitting on the bench sleeping?
He was on one of the tables.
He was on the table sleeping.
That's fantastic.
Lay down sleeping.
Yeah. I mean, nothing going on in that game had anything to do with him, so I get it.
Hey, just don't play on September 4th, and I'm good.
Well, I mean, the way that Jerry Jones keeps coming out and saying dumb stuff, you think that there's a real good chance they do end up trading this guy. Like, I didn't really think it was on the table, but when you listen to his last sound bites that came out, yesterday, day before, it makes you think they keep getting further away from actually getting this deal done. So it's either going to go, somebody's going to give him a haul to get him, or they're not going to come to an agreement. He's going to do the conditional franchise, and then someone's going to go give him some money. They're going to get 2 number ones out of it. Like that's the only way I see this going. It sure doesn't seem like he's going to get this deal done before the season at this point.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. So there you have it. The NFL Sunday Morning Show. We had breaking news. Sam Howell gets traded to the Eagles. All right. It looks like Tanner McKee's injury may be a little bit worse than what we thought. So there's that as well. Bo, what do you got coming up next, man?
Oh man, so much. This is that time of year where the schedule gets crazy. So it's a lot of my normal shows and guest spots, and WNBA is still in full swing. So our Storm are trying to get the hang on to that last playoff spot. So yeah, I mean it's crazy scheduling.
Yeah. James?
Busy time of year for us as well. We just did a 53-man roster prediction with all 4 hosts yesterday. So that's up and available on YouTube and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Next week, we'll be doing our predictions for the season, where we try to do like crazy, bold predictions. So if somebody's got Pat Freiermuth scoring 25 touchdowns or Aaron Rodgers throwing 60 of them, that's where you're going to hear some off-the-wall nonsense. But once in a while, we hit on some of them, so it's a fun show.
Yeah. So
Just
next
rage baiting people out there.
Yep, absolutely.
So next week, guys, we're going to do predictions of the standings. So
Okay.
next week, we're going to predict 1 through 4, who's ever the best, worst, and at the end of the season, we're going to come back and see who is right, who is wrong.
Nice.
So we're going to do that. Make sure you guys hit the like, hit the subscribe to both of these guys' channels, Steelers by the Lake and Football Talk with Bo. And there's 2 shows on the network right now. There's a wrestling and another football one. Catch you guys later, man. Everyone have a good rest of your Sunday. Peace, guys.
Peace.